Problems 9 and 10 require a little bit of working backwards. Remember, the problem says a circle has an area of 169 pi yards squared. So we're going to be using first the area formula, area equals pi r squared, in which we remember that the area represents A is 169 pi. So instead of keeping the A, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 169 pi. And since I notice a pi symbol on both sides of the equal sign, I can divide both sides by pi. Pi over pi is simply 1, which means it's going to cancel itself out on both sides. So 169 equals r squared. This is where it's very valuable to have those perfect squares memorized that we have been studying. Because now I want to know what number, when multiplied by itself, would equal 169. And as we discussed in class, another way of thinking of that is, what is the square root of 169? The square root of 169 is 13. So my r is equal to 13. And we did a lot of work just to get back to r. But it's so valuable to know what that radius is, because from the radius we can find just about anything else we need with the circle. We can find the circumference and we can find the area. Well, we already know the given area because that's where we started. Now we want to find the circumference. Circumference equals pi times diameter. So knowing that the radius is 13 and the radius is half of the diameter would be twice the radius. 13 times 2 is 26. So now I simply plug that into my equation. C equals pi times 26. Or what would be more appropriately seen is C equals 26 pi. If you took the problem one more step, you were probably a little bit more accurate to go ahead and multiply 26 times 3.14 and get an approximate answer. But if you made it this far, you did very good, and that's what I would hope to see. Number 10, a circle has a circumference of 28 pi. What is the area of this circle? So this one we're going to be working backwards from the opposite direction. We're starting with C equals pi d, in which we're given the circumference is 28 pi. So that C value is 28 pi equals pi d. And again, I have pi on both sides of the expression, so I'm going to divide both sides by pi to get the d all by itself. 28 equals d. And from the diameter, I can figure out the radius, because the radius is half of the diameter. Half of 28 is 14. So again, from the radius, I can figure out so much information on a circle. We're simply going to use our area of a circle formula, A equals pi r squared, and plug in my value of r. A equals pi times 14 squared. So A equals pi, 14 squared is 196. And then again, to have this more accurately represented, I'm going to put pi on the end. So A equals 196 pi.